From Tibet to space, China's range is pretty wide, we can tell you. It is trying to militarize the solar system and facing resistance and isolation globally now. We've often told you that future wars will be fought in space. Now we can tell you that that future is not far away. Almost every country in the world is trying to establish its hegemony in space, every country worth its salt. The methods may be different, but the motive is the same. Here's a report.
30th May, Kennedy Space Center, Florida. As the privately built SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket took off in triumph, US President Donald Trump made this declaration to the world.
The United States has regained our place of prestige as the world leader. As has often been stated, you can't be number one on Earth if you are number two in space.
4 months on, and the race for number one has more contenders. More countries are looking to establish their hegemony in space. But they are all united in achieving one goal: stopping the Chinese regime from colonizing the solar system. Beijing is increasingly being isolated in space exploration projects. Sweden's state-owned space agency has halted its operations with China. The Swedish Space Corporation was contracted to help Chinese satellites operate from its ground stations across the world. It has now decided to not renew the contract. China has been forbidden from accessing the ground stations of this space agency in Australia. This includes the Yathraga and Dongara satellite stations in Western Australia. The space agency fears that China could use its antennas at these stations for military purposes. Meanwhile, in West Asia, the US Space Force has begun its first mission. A squadron of 20 space operators have been stationed at the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Their mission? To track enemy maneuvers and avert conflicts in space.
Data building. Zooming in on grid. Whiskey Charlie 6. Check sources.
They have been given the power to jam, hack, and blind satellites that pose a heavy security risk.
From grid Whiskey Charlie 6. How copy? Copy. ASAT launch.
The obvious targets will be Iran and China's satellite programs.
Spacecraft 6. Any attack against our space capabilities
Execute.
will be met with a deliberate response.
Back in America, NASA is planning to return to the moon. It has unveiled a new exploration project, the $27 billion Artemis program, the first such plan in 50 years. The space agency plans to put a man and a woman on its lunar lander by 2024. NASA's announcement comes on the heels of China's next lunar mission. The Chinese regime is quietly preparing for a November launch of the Chang'e 5 mission. Pentagon fears that China is trying to militarize the moon, that it could use its satellites to target America's space-based assets. India too is working to thwart any Chinese misadventures in space. ISRO is gearing up for a Chandrayaan-3 mission in early 2021. It is also readying its first manned space mission, Gaganyaan, expected to launch in 2 years.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth.
Space warfare
So
is
when you look at a
soon
star,
set to be
You're
a
looking back
reality.
in time.
Satellites
I
and
see the
data
future.
set to be the new
I
weapons.
see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there.
Bureau Report, we own.
And I see
World
giant
is one.
leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.